Thank you everyone for being here today. This is going to be a presentation on work ethics. Now, let's start off by defining what exactly work ethics is. According to a Harvard Business Review article written by Tuti Tay Gurley, work ethics can be described as a set of moral beliefs and standards that an individual abides by and acts upon in a workplace. So just when you were a child, do you remember when your mom would tell you, would give you a set of rules as to what was right, what was wrong? That's basically what it is. It's internal rules that a person has and that they carry themselves by. Um, this is a very important concept to understand because it determines how someone carries themselves out there, how they carry themselves at work, and how they perform their daily duties. And having these good work ethics not only does it strengthen the relationship with them at work, but it strengthens the relationship with coworkers, supervisors, and clients. To gain a deeper understanding on what work ethics is, we have compiled a group that will share their personal experiences with work ethics in their lives and career paths. Today I want to discuss how work ethics applies to different career paths. There's going to be three points that are going to be discussed today, and each one will be discussed by a specific member of the group. The first one will be discussed by myself, Norma Fuentes, on the importance of communication with patients as a radiologist tech. The second one will be discussed by Ms. Kiera Hill on respect within hospital settings. The third will be by Xavier Hicks on the importance of teamwork in mixed martial arts. Now, let's begin by sharing why communication is important to have with patients as a radiologist. Before we dive into the importance of communication, we need to start by defining exactly what a radiologist does, right? So a radiologist is in charge of performing the screenings that are given by a doctor. They just perform the screenings and then they give the results to the doctor for them to discuss with the patient. So the time frame that a radiologist spends with the patient really doesn't compare to the amount of time that a doctor, a nurse, and other physicians in a clinical setting, how much they spend with the client. So building a communication relationship, building a good relationship with the patient in a small time frame may seem not as important, but it actually is very, very important. For example, let's look at the communication styles between a youth and an elderly. So if a little kid were to come in to have a screening done, imagine how frightening this child must be. That's why it's really important to, give that child that reassurance and, have them understand that, under this mask, all this coverage that I have to protect myself, I'm a human being as well. It's not as scary as it is put out to be. Giving them that reassurance, talking to them, guiding them, it's important. It'll help ease the whole process of getting that screening done for them. So it's important to communicate with not only a child, but also communicate with the elderly as well. Now let's look at the communication relationship with an elderly person. An elderly person, obviously, as you get older, bones become fragile. Their bones are more fragile. So arranging them in a certain position that the doctor is requesting for a specific image, it may not be as comforting to them. So guiding them, being patient with them and just explaining to them exactly what they have to do makes the process much easier. So regardless of the age, child, middle-aged, older, communication is essential to ease the whole process and provide the patient with the comfortness that they need. Now, not only that, but it also eases the patient's anxiety. Now imagine, I don't know if any of you have ever gotten a screening done, but Going into the room where screenings are performed, it's a dark room. It's pretty scary. Doesn't matter the age. I know there's people that have hospital anxiety, so just being in that setting, it frightens them. So being able to, comfort them throughout the whole process, it really does ease their, nerves that they have inside, and it just makes the process much more easier. And it gives that patient that reassurance that, okay, it's not as bad as it may seem. They're obviously a very, caring medical professional, and overall, it makes the process much easier. So, communication is essential for many different reasons. Now, now that we've covered the importance of communication as a radiologist technologist, let's move on to the second point.
Hi, my name is Kyrie, and I will be talking about the topic of respect in the workplace. Personally, for me, I feel like it's a big thing. I feel like a lot of people feel that way as well, whether it be internally or externally. When you are working in places like, for me, I work in the hospital, and people come in and they're traumatized, they're shaken up, they don't want to be there, whether they're visiting or they're being admitted. They have a lot going on emotionally, and showing just a little bit of respect, supporting them, being polite, being kind. I've gotten plenty of compliments about how just them being respected made their visit just a little bit easier. And then when it comes to having respect internally, respecting your peers, your coworkers, management, just whoever who's there day to day with you. Everyone's working long hour shifts. Everyone's tired. Some people have days that aren't as well as others. And just being polite, being friendly, respecting them, it really makes the difference. I've had a handful of experiences where, whether it was people coming in or other coworkers, and they're very disrespectful, and it can literally make or break somebody's day. And, I'm looking to get into the radiology field, and I don't necessarily feel like I'll be with a bunch of coworkers a lot. I've seen a lot of radiology techs who are working more solo, working with the patients, directly, and just being polite, respecting them, respecting their wishes, eye contact, everything like that. Like, it will make people's experiences so much better, especially in scary situations like being at the hospital or anything that has to do with like medical, like even, doctor's appointments. They're just, some people are frazzled. Some people are coming in for things that they know are serious, even if it isn't that serious. Just going in knowing that you had a good experience because the person taking care of you was respectful. Respect goes a long way. It makes people's day. And that's all that we really should want to do at the end of the day. Take care of people, make their days. We don't want to make their days harder. It's not our goal. It should be no one's goal. So, in conclusion, respect for me is a big ethic to have in the work field, outside of the work field, to patients, to coworkers, to yourself. So, thank you for listening. Again, my name is Kyrie, and I'll pass it off to Xavier. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Xavier Hicks, and today I will be talking about the importance of teamwork in a sports professional field such as MMA. Now, a lot of you would think that in mixed martial arts, that it's an individual sport because there's only one person that's fighting. But today I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. We got a couple of things like training partners, coaching staffs, your corner man, manager, business partners, or even sometimes a motivational speaker. Sometimes. But the nitty-gritty is that teamwork plays a crucial role in mixed martial arts. So when it comes to actual teamwork, like with partners, we rely a lot on them. We expect them to simulate the fight scenario, offering diverse styles and tactics that we can work on whenever we do have a fight coming up and we go in that cage. They play a crucial role in building us up and getting us ready for fights, especially conditioning. Another big portion of this will be our coaching and any type of trainers, because these are the guys who focus on us the most to see what we need to fix, any holes in our gap in our training that we need to work on to prepare us for our next opponent. These coaches usually work a lot of one-on-one time with their athlete, and they make sure that the job gets done. And that plays one of the biggest roles that you could think when it comes to mixed martial arts. Mental support, stuff like that. That's all heavy in the mixed martial art world. A lot of guys like myself have to cut at least 10 to 20 pounds for a fight, and that can take a lot out of a person. I don't believe that there's not a lot of people that can do this individually every time they have a fight. They need some type of support because we lack these things. We're not that knowledge about what to eat and what not to eat, especially myself, because I love cheesecake. I can eat cheesecake every day and go work out just to lose 4 pounds, but is it healthy? No. Does it take a toll on me? Yes. Sometimes you can bring yourself into a dark corner and not be able to get yourself out, but if you rely on others, like your coaches, your teamworks and stuff, it'll work out at the end of the day. And this is kind of what makes teamwork important in a sports professional field. In the mixed martial arts scene, while there's only one person that steps into that cage, it is a collective effort for an entire team that helps the fighter reach their potential. Success in this sport requires collaboration across multiple areas, making teamwork indispensable.